Alright guys, welcome to my next random project video. Up this time is this 32-inch LG monitor. The backstory, the motivation is where I work, they were having a car show one year, and instead of, I don't have a fancy nice car, classic car, but I do have a F-150 that I've put an extensive 12-volt auxiliary system into it, and you can kind of see that sketched out here, and I just wanted to show off something a little bit different for a car show, at a car show. And so I put a briefing together, and I decided that maybe a laptop screen was a little too small. So I'm like, hey, I like a challenge. Can I get my 32-inch monitor to run off a 12-volt auxiliary system? This will be a two-parter. Part one will be me putting the power poles on the power supply, and it's mostly a power pole, how to do power pole terminals. And then the second part will be me installing both the power supply and the power pole distribution block onto the back of the monitor. And without further ado, let's do part two, installation of the power supply and the power pole distribution blocks. So this is a well nut. It's got some threads at the bottom. So here's a little machine screw coming out the bottom. I guess this is a type of blind nut. So what you do with these is you drill a hole. In this case, this one's a 1/4 inch. You got to drill out, so this will fit through, and insert it, and then put the screw in, and you put pressure on it because you want to create some friction between this flange and the surface. And as the screw pulls in, this starts bulging out, like I think you can see in the video, and eventually that bulge will grab the backside of the surface and will create a way to hold whatever you're trying to do. Now, I wouldn't call these structural. If you're looking for more of a structural blind nut, there's something called a riv nut, which is a two-step process. So basically it's a metal version of this. You insert a tool that looks exactly like the threads on the machine screw, and then it's kind of like a rivet gun where you pull it and it deforms, it spreads out and deforms, and it's going to probably provide more strength than this neoprene well nut. Riv nuts have been known to spin. At least with the neoprene, it'll grab and prevent the spinning, but if you don't get the riv nut exactly the right clamping force, it's just going to spin, and then boy, you're in trouble. Alright, so let's get started. Shoot, sorry I kicked the camera. So not sure you can see it, but I've determined this is as high as I want to go. There's some stuff up here. This is the attachment, and I think there's an attach point here that supports this load from the stand into the monitor. So I'm fairly certain this is about as high as I want to go. There's some stuff at the bottom, and so this is probably as low as I want to go. There are some ribbon cables right about here. So What I want to do is make these holes straddle those ribbon cables. So this is going to go right about there. All right, so what I'm going to do is mark roughly the center of one of the holes. So I'm not going to drill both at the same time because I know the drill, unless you get this perfect, it's not going to be in the right spot after you drill, and you might be, I don't know, fraction of an inch off, millimeter or something. That's going to make it hard to get into the second hole. Just making sure. Okay. Yeah, so kind of like if you're doing metalworking, drill a hole, put a cleco in, drill another hole, put a cleco in. Same principle here. We don't want the tolerances to stack and then make it difficult to get the second fastener in. Now, normally when I drill into plastic, I'm going to use a unibit or step bit, but to get the 1/4 inch hole, I might have to like actually get that deep. I don't know. I haven't checked. But then I'm drilling into my liquid crystal display. So the nice thing about the unibit or step bit is it makes very clean holes. It doesn't grab. And all right, so I'm just going to very carefully get this started. Oh boy, this is slippery. All right, there we go. Use a very low speed. Clean out those chips. Clean them out so I can see what I'm doing. Yep. Almost went too deep there. So now that I've got a little pilot hole, put the 1/4 inch bit back in. And I'm just going to have to go really careful. Oh, yeah, see, there it goes. It's tearing right in. This is what I didn't want to have happen. That really grabbed. I don't know, maybe on the next one I am using a step bit. Grab a flashlight. I guess it's fine. That's gonna work. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, so now I have that in place. I'm going to mark that again. So on my large unibit, 1/4 inch hole is the second one down, whereas on my finer unibit it's like it's right there, so that's definitely going to hit the LCD on the backside. This is not, so I am going to drill the next hole with the unibit, and unibit's not going to walk as much, so I am just going to give it a go on the first try here. Oops. Alright. Clear the chips away a little bit. Once you get it started, it goes pretty quick. Alright. Put that in there. Alright. So it's a little wobbly because that's essentially a washer, and there's no washer up here. What I might do later is grab like a small thin rubber sheet, cut a strip, and just put it behind there, keep it from rocking, but this is okay. So the next step is this Powerpole block. Now, what I could have done was just, run an extension Powerpole, big wire extension, like an extension cord, and just plug it into this, plug it into the input of the power supply. But I'm all about having these Powerpole blocks wherever I can put them. That way I can run not just this power supply, but other stuff. So I'll have an input for the 12 volt, and I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 more loads I can put on. And I don't want to put it here because of this mess of wires. So I think I'm probably just gonna maybe put it like that. That'll let me to get this unplugged if I want to. So what I'm going to do is just maybe I want to put it like right there so I got more depth. This is angled in. This is standing out quite a bit from the LCD. So maybe, remember there's stuff down here. Yeah, so maybe like that. That'll probably work. I'll just put there. Should be plenty of space. And this plastic is super slippery. I am gonna start but not complete a Powerpole. we go. Oh, man. This plastic is really slippery. All right. I forgot to mention, you basically turn these things until it stops to get that bulge fully out. You might have to put some pressure on the fastener to keep it from spinning, but these seem to be doing just fine. Lower this just a little bit. That's better. I think they were going to rub. So. A lot easier to do it this way. All right. So I think that's it. I'm going to go back in and make sure the monitor still works.